This is Season 3 of The Score, the Team Roping Journal's regular podcast, where the team roping world talks. We've told the stories of some of the greatest cowboys, horses, and moments in the sport, and we're so far from done. In 2020, we'll bring you more of what you've come to expect, like interviews with the best cowboys and cowgirls we know, and we'll dive even deeper into subjects you care about. Look for more audio editions of the Team Roping Journal stories you might have missed in print, and learn about the great horses shaping the sport and great challenges facing our industry. All this and more in 2020. I'm Chelsea Schaefer.
Hey everyone, it is Caitlin, the co-host of The Score, and we have a special, not so special guest. She's back. She came for a few days at the USTRC National Finals presented by Cinch, and that is your host, Chelsea Schaefer.
Oh, that's so weird when you say my name like that. Hey, it's Chelsea. I am in town for a couple days, so I hijacked. This is Caitlin's project because she's the boss and she's managing this all week here for us, this podcast, this very special edition of the podcast, brought to you by Resistol. Mm-hmm. But I hijacked the show a little bit last night when we sat down and
she'll
interviewed.
Do that.
Yeah. So I stole a quick interview with Kaleb Driggers and Junior Nogueira after they won the US Open last night. Mm-hmm. So I told her I would sit here and do this intro with her too.
Yeah, mm-hmm. It would be kind of weird if you didn't.
Yes.
And just kind of popped in. Maybe not.
No.
I thought it would be weird.
Just give you all a heads up. You'll hear Caitlin's interview and then my interview later in the episode with Kaleb and Junior. So we have a big show today, and these shows are really fun because it's not just one roper. It's nice to juxtapose all the different guys talking. You're asking them a lot of the same questions, but their answers are so wildly different. The way they respond to the pressure of an interview situation. I think a lot of these ropers are way better at high back for $50,000 than they are sitting down talking to two blonde girls for their interviews.
Man. That is no lie. But we appreciate all the winners that are taking the time. I know you guys are wanting to get out of the prize room as fast as you can after you receive your prizes, but we appreciate you letting us ask you a bunch of questions.
Yes, absolutely.
So to start off the day yesterday, we had the 13.5 shootout, and by yesterday, I mean September 9th, 2020, in case if you're listening to this in a future year, who knows. 13.5 shootout champions were Kohl, Whiteman, and Austyn Ford, and they took home $39,000. And they were 27-23 on forehead. Pretty quick.
Doing it, yeah. That's doing it.
Followed by that, we had the YETI Junior Open. And, oh my gosh, if you haven't seen Peyton Walter's name, you probably have. I don't know why I even asked that question because he's won a ton in the junior ranks.
He's a winner.
He's heading for Gonzales. They took home $16,000. They were 27-55 on forehead. You'll hear in their interview, they were a kind of last-minute partner team. They've never roped at these junior ropings together, and Peyton was needing a run, and JR, one of his partners, backed out. So fortunate for them, they won. They kind of went into the roping with the game plan that they were going to win the roping, and they secured that game plan. So
you know who else went into the roping with a pretty good idea that they were going to win the roping?
Like they do every time?
Kaleb and Junior.
Kaleb, Driggers, and Junior Nogueira. What do you know on the open? I act like I'm not excited. I am excited. They're just winners.
They are.
They're bred into it.
Now, Kaleb told me a story as we were walking over. So we were walking from the Will Rogers Coliseum over to the prize room that's over by the John Justin here in Fort Worth. And Kaleb was telling this story that his wife texted him this morning, or the morning of the roping, and said, there's a hawk looking over your horses. You're going to win the roping tonight. I guess Kaleb has a connection with falconry who knew that anytime his wife says that anytime there is a hawk lingering around their pastures, he wins that night. So she prophesied that Kaleb was going to win the roping, and I told Kaleb maybe he ought to just learn how to tame hawks and bring one around. But he doesn't actually need any spiritual help from animals because he wins no matter what.
I was about to say maybe we should call him Hawk, but, that's Chase Tryon's name, so we can't call him that.
No, and we spell hawk Hock for Chase. I mean, maybe
it
it's
could
still
be
too weird.
Yeah, it'd be weird.
Anyway.
Lastly, you guys, if you were here in Fort Worth, we got done with the 12.5 shootout at a little after 1 in the morning.
And it's not because we are not ticking through these ropings. They are rolling fast. Ropers are riding into the box quickly. Everything's going. The numbers are just huge.
Ropers are so hungry for it right now.
And they're so excited to be in Fort Worth. Mm-hmm. It's such a great location. We're right smack in the middle of all the cool things that are happening. And yeah, the crowds people are here. They're watching. They're excited. They're shopping at the vendors, which is awesome. So yes, that 12.5 shootout, it was a late night for you and Carrie, our friend who's helping, but I went to bed.
You did go to bed, but we stayed up and we talked to the young gun winners, 17 years old, both of them. Clarke, Gordan, and Reid were 31 and 75 on forehead, and they took home a little over $43,000. They're the first team of the week to take home the prized possession, the Scott Thomas saddles, and big win. We were all exhausted by the end of it, but I so appreciate those two for sticking around and letting me also interview them, and they were great at 1:30 in the morning, so I appreciate you guys. We have more winners coming soon. We have, 4 days full of ropings left? So there's a lot more to come for the score and for champions.
I'm in town because tonight is the horse sale preview. Tomorrow is the horse sale. I love a good horse sale. I love watching good horses go. So if you're in Fort Worth, come watch, maybe get a bidder number, and raise your hand a couple times, say, hey, and get you a horse.
And you guys, we can't forget, all of this content that we're bringing you throughout this week is brought to you by our friends at Resistol, because we live it every day. We would be doing these podcasts, but it helps a lot when Resistol helps us out. And while you guys are here, you guys can go into the John Justin Arena. They have a booth set up. They're selling felt hats. It's almost felt hat season.
I think today, it's been raining the last 2 days here in Fort Worth. It feels like it's felt hat season right now. I'd like my felt hat.
Yeah, definitely need one to keep your head warm. But so head over to Section P in the John Justin Arena. That is P as in Paul. We'll say Paul Eves, I guess, maybe. But head over to that Section P. Go get you a new felt hat or a straw hat. Preferably felt, since a few days away from felt hat season.
And basically everybody's hanging out there. If you go to the Resistol booth, that's the place to be right now. Everybody's just kind of lounging around, getting their hat shaped, hanging out. So go meet your friends at Resistol. There's a lot of folks there that'll help you shape your hat, pick the perfect hat out, and just to have some good BS.
Well, without further ado, we will quit talking at you guys and let you listen to these special interviews with the winners from Day 2 at the USTRC National Finals. I'm here with Kohl, Whiteman, and Austyn Ford, and they are the winners of the USTRC National Finals presented by Cinch, 13.5 shootout, and they're 27 and 23 on forehead. You guys kind of break down that short round run for me.
I was honestly just thinking, get out of the barrier and catch this steer. Just use my steer for what he was. And we ended up drawing on the better end of him. And I just turned the steer. Just used him for what he was. That's all I did. We drew a runner out and chased him down.
He was good. He was a loper. Kind of set up a little bit in the corner. He was easy to heel, hop good. Wasn't much to him.
I was going to say, I don't feel like your run was any, I think it was just more like a businessman run is what it looked like to me. Is that what it felt like for you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And how old are you?
29.
29, and how old are you?
17.
17. What are you doing for work?
I work for myself. I do some concrete work and some land clearing.
Gotcha. And then are you in school?
Yeah,
obviously?
I'm in college.
College? Where are you going to school at?
NCCC.
NCCC. Where's that at?
It's in Mount Pleasant.
Mount Pleasant. Gotcha. And let's talk about those horses you were on. What's that head horse you were on today?
I hadn't had him long. He's just a 8-year-old. He was kind of green to new, buildings and stuff, and he's come around pretty good. He's just simple and easy.
Where'd you get him at?
I got him from a guy out of Carthage, Texas.
And what do you call that horse?
Hero.
Hero? So did you name him Hero, or did he come with a name?
Yeah, he come with a name.
Gotcha.
Actually, I called the people that bought him as a yearling, and that's what they said they call him, was Hero.
Gotcha.
So that's where I got it.
I didn't know if you had maybe a fun background story why you called him Hero.
Well, I did some research and called back, and that's what they called him. So.
Gotcha. What was that little hill horse you were on?
He's 8. I've had him since he was 4. His name's Chico.
Chico?
And he's good. He gets better every day.
Just you guys raised and trained him? And
Well, no, I got him from one of my dad's old roping partners, and he let me have him, and then I ended up buying him. And he's been good ever since. I won a lot of money off of him.
Gotcha. So, third call back, and the last 2 teams ended up a little short. Kind of what was your guys' thoughts before you were back in the box to run that final steer?
My thoughts, just stick to the basics, not do anything crazy, and just catch the steer. That's what I just kept telling myself. Don't do nothing out of the ordinary, and catch the steer.
Gotcha. How about you, Fer?
I was just going to take what he gives me. And he set up good, so I wasn't going to look over him and waste time. Because he was getting towards the wall, he kind of went left.
Yeah, he did
simple.
Throw his head up and check off when I headed him. So I really didn't know what was going to happen at that point.
Just get him out in front. And do you guys practice a lot together? How did you guys kind of team up?
Well, actually, my rodeo partner introduced me to him. Which my rodeo partner lives in Mount Pleasant.
Okay.
I think that's where he probably ropes quite a bit. I think we've run maybe 10 steers together. I mean,
And most of them were at
Pretty
jackpots.
Yeah, most of them were at jackpot.
No practice runs.
I don't think
we've
we've made it past the first round before today, have we?
Oh my gosh! So this was like a really big win for you guys.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Who's your rodeo partner?
Justin Johnson.
Justin Johnson. Gotcha.
I'm at his house every day, and he comes to practice every now and then.
Gotcha. 39,000. What's that going to do for you guys right now?
It's going to pay off my horse.
Yeah. Still got some payments on him.
Yeah. I pulled some strings to try to get him, and that's where it's going.
Gotcha. How about you? College student. This is a big paycheck.
I'm not real sure.
Maybe put it so you don't have student loans. Maybe get another horse.
Get another horse, probably.
Probably.
Thing. Yeah. I got my student loans paid.
Gotcha.
More jackpots.
Yeah, more jackpots. Maybe now you guys passed that, getting past the first round streak, so maybe it will continue from here on out.
Pass it on the right rope and too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've tried we went to 2 just cheap jackpots. Just don't get past the first round.
What was the U.S. Open?
Oh, what was the U.S. Open? Yeah, it was. And I whacked him in the back of the head.
Oh, jeez.
I did.
Oh, awesome. Well, are you guys entered in any more opens this week?
I'm
Not
he is.
together.
No. I'm opening 12 in the open.
12 in the open. Who do you have in the open?
I'm healing for Clay Dean and heading for Seth Jones.
Gotcha. And you are roping in more opens this week?
I'm roping in 12, 11, 10.
Entered up?
Every one of them.
Well, I hope to see you guys back down here, and we can have some more fun, and hopefully you guys can take home more money.
Hopefully I'll see you this afternoon.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Hey everyone, I have the YETI Junior Open winners at the USTRC's National Finals presented by Cinch. We have Peyton Walters and Junior Gonzales. They were 27 and 55 on 4 head, and that paid $16,000 for the team. You guys, we're recording this the day after you guys won this roping. How real or unreal is it that you guys won that junior roping yesterday?
It feels pretty real now, especially now that we're a day after the roping, and now that we've gotten everything and everything's settled down, and it feels good.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I mean, me and Peyton were really sincerely not supposed to rope
Oh.
because a week before we decided to head up here, he texted me and he asked me, I need another run. And I ended up having a guy back out on me, and I was like, yeah, we'll do it. We're roped. And we met up here before we roped and ended up meeting each other down the head box, and he looks at me, and he's like, are you ready to win? And I was like, I'm ready to win. He's like, dude, we're going to win this. I was like, all right. And we run our first here, and it was crazy because I about lost my rope. And after that, I just felt like it kept getting faster and faster and faster. And it all clicked pretty good, and it went really good. Felt great.
Who is the partner that backed out on you?
Riley Kittle.
And have you guys roped before?
We've roped at some small jackpots,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
we've never entered anything big like this.
This is the first, I think, pretty big jackpot that we've sincerely entered. We always end up having runs, but this is a pretty good win to have. And, Peyton's always, I think he's by far one of the best headers in the game right now, in the youth, and it felt great to rope behind him. Made it really easy for me. So it was a good experience, and especially since he's won so many of those junior opens, especially here in Fort Worth. It's crazy. I was like, it felt good. It's a pretty good experience.
So let's kind of talk about that. The roping, U.S. Finals has moved to Fort Worth, and this is now the home to the U.S. Finals. How cool is that for you guys?
I think it's great. I love it. I only live 30 minutes north of here, so I have 10, 20 people staying at my house every night. We're hanging out, and I get to go home every night, drive back. It's fantastic. I look forward to it being again next year. I hope they have it in April and have it soon.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I'm much rather have to drive 5 hours and 12 all the way to Oklahoma City, but I love it here, And then besides having to get everything put up and stuff, it's a great event, and especially here with everything going on, I think it just fits perfectly. And for everybody, especially they get so many more teams, and payout's pretty decent, and everything's just good. It feels like everything just clicked well, and Fort Worth's the place to be. In the U.S. Finals, pretty good.
Definitely.
Yeah.
We can't beat this facility right here.
That's right.
No, we can't.
Yeah, and I feel like that's the common theme right now is everyone's really liking how close it is because I feel like a lot of the ropers are from Texas.
It is. There's a lot of stuff to do in Fort Worth. When you get here, you're roping. There's the roping's going to NRS. There's lots of teams over there. Just a lot of roping going on this week. You can't beat it.
It's awesome. And let's kind of talk about the horses you were on. You were on a gray horse yesterday?
Well, I started the roping on a little chestnut horse that I started heading on about 2 months ago. And I actually rode him in the open shootout after the Junior Open. And after our first year, I didn't feel very good. I had to reach a long ways, and the run didn't feel good at all. JR, like he said, he almost lost him. And my other partner, I was late, and he ended up losing the steer, so I got off of him after the first round. And I got on a gray horse that I've had for just a little while, and I finished the roping on him.
What's the gray horse's name and age?
His name's Rolex. He's 14.
And how about that other horse?
His name is Trapper, and he is 6.
And what were you heeling on?
I was riding a little sorrow mine. He's 6 years old. On our first run, everything was just moving fast and all. And I heeled him, and I was riding a pretty big bit in his mouth, and he ended up kind of jumping up a little bit after I roped the steer. That's what caused me to almost lose him. So after that, I ended up just riding out of the arena. I told Peyton, I was like, I'm going to put another bit in this horse, because he feels like it's too much. And he was like, all right, you go do that. I put another bit in him. It felt great. The following runs were just clean, and it all felt like we just ran through it pretty easily. And my horse worked great. I love it. He was feeling really good. He's 6 years old, and I call him ASAP. I raised that horse. Yeah, I raised him. He's my best horse, and he's 6, and I think he's just gonna get better as we were up together, and it was really good.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, so high team back, and before the roping started, you guys had that connection saying you were gonna win it. How did it feel going into that short round high team back? Were you adrenaline rushing?
In all reality, I didn't I can believe it. I was like, he's really calling it. Like he said, he really said we're going to be high team back and we're going to win it. And I was like, when we entered high team back, when they call our names out that we're high team back, I was like, there's no way this is going on right now.
I really like that feeling. They have they've had the Patriot roping here the past 2 years, and I've been high team back the past 2 years, and I've won it the past 2 years. So, and I told JR, I said, hey, we're gonna win it. Like, we're gonna do it.
Third time's the charm. This is just your arena, your roping.
And every other time that he's won it with either the same guys or somebody else. And this is the first time him and I ever partner up, and it felt great. And I feel like the future brings even bigger things and bigger opportunities for us to win big on.
I knew being high team back, even before the short round started, I knew we'd have to be middle six. Coy Roman was second callback, and me and him were saving fees the whole roping. And I knew before he roped, I knew Coy would be good. I knew he'd be fast, and I knew we'd have to be one of our fastest times we'd been all day to beat him. And it worked out.
I'd say it would be kind of nerve-wracking having Coy right behind you, because I will say he can throw some rope.
Oh, yeah. And to think that, I think, 6 callback was still in first place when the second callback went in. Yeah. And it was Corbin Rice and Trey Bauer. I think they were 6'2" in the short round. And right when they ran that, I walk in the heel box, and he says that we need to be 6'9", I believe. And they were still in the lead. And I look at the stands, and I see Trey over there. He's just sitting there. He's watching. He's got his phone up. He's videoing me. But I'm just like, okay, all right. And they said we got to be 6'9". We draw the perfect steer. I had seen the steer run 2 times before us, but both guys broke out. And I was just sitting there. I was like, okay, all right. And I'm terrified of the heel barrier, so I was just like, okay, I'm gonna let Peyton do his thing, and I'm just gonna ease on out of there. But that steer ended up leaving pretty hard, like harder than he did the last 2 times that I seen him go. And Peyton did a great job, and he kind of fumbled his dally a little bit right there. And then I was just like, okay, just keep it calm, still laid back, and he just bent out right there, and I healed him out there, and it felt great. It all just worked out. Sweet.
That is so awesome, you guys. Thank you guys, and congratulations.
Thank you.
And I wish you guys the best the rest of the week.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Hi guys,
What's
welcome
up?
back. Welcome. How many times have you won the U.S. Open together? Is this just the second time?
Second time, yeah.
Second time.
I won second a few times.
And you won. You
15.
won the 15 on Haley.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
And I won the Open the same day, won on green card.
Yeah. So the U.S. Open is back. We're in Fort Worth. What did you think overall?
I've had kind of a dismal year. It hasn't went exactly as great as I would love for it to go. And to come over here and, I guess, rebound a little bit. I just got my horse back. He had surgery and went pretty good. He's not as sharp as he can be, but excited to get the win.
That was a horse you bought from Garrett Tanazi?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I can't Garrett's had him a while.
Garrett's had probably at least 6 years. I bet he had him for a while, yeah. He got him when he was a little bit green and then rodeoed on him some. And then he hadn't been using him much, so I hit him up and he fits me. We done good at the Hort Dog and stuff on him, and then got a little bit sore and I had to have surgery on him, and then so just getting him back.
Junior, that was Haley. She was outstanding all day.
She is phenomenal. Probably as a heel horse, she's the best heel horse I ever owned. And what she does, whatever, when she's a colt or whatever, when she can probably even walk, she can do the same thing. So that's why she does. She knows her job, and I haven't rode her probably for 2 weeks. Got home last night. We were rodeoing really hard, and just flew in around. I got home 1 o'clock in the morning. Got up early this morning, lope her a little bit. She was just very heavy, haven't rode for a week, and she get really fat easy. So I just went to my neighbor's house. It's raining, and just loped around. And first one, she was a little bit tired, and then I kind of asked him to just keep going a little bit, and she framed up good, and she worked outstanding all day. She's awesome.
And your run feels pretty good together still. There's no learning curve there.
Nope, same old thing, 5 years going.
Yeah.
We run too many steers together probably. We just, all right, we know each other a little bit, and we know exactly. And Kaleb done a great job always, and we end up having great steers too in the end, and it's awesome. It's a blessing.
Yeah, how was your draw today?
It's kind of funny because we had to run 6 steers to win it. Our fourth one was a little bit stronger, and I guess it turned out being a blessing that the barrier went off. Said I broke it by like a second and a half, so everybody kind of knew that was wrong. And then come back and had a great steer, and I got a better start than what I planned on, and kind of set us up for the short round where we was in a good spot just to go, catch our steer and win the Open.
Junior, everything looked good from the back end for you?
I think so. I think it was pretty fair. Like steers a little bigger and older. We know them, but they had a longer berry, and I think it was fair for everybody. And we draw good steers. I didn't rope as fast like I could rope some, but I was just trying to go through the roping. And like I said, we know if we catch all the steers after watching the roping for a while, we know we're gonna play. So then, the fourth one had that barrier problem, but we had a great steer. We made a really good run, and the short round, another good steer, and Kaleb just did a good job. And I caught him.
Where do you guys go from here? Are you flying out tonight?
No, I'm just staying home. I'm flying Friday, go back to Salt Lake, run one steer out there, and fly back here, go to Abilene.
What about you?
I'm going to a couple amateur rodeos, and then they got that jackpot in Arkansas this week. I'm going to go to it, and then I fly out Sunday morning back for Salt Lake and go to Salt Lake and Redmond and fly back here for Abilene, Mineral Wells, Spring Hill, and then back to St. George and stuff. So
There have been quite a few places that have put on good open ropens for you guys this year to make it a little bit sweeter of a year. Yeah,
and honestly, my rodeo year hasn't been great. That's no secret, but honestly, we won pretty dang good at all the jackpots this year. So it's kind of helped us get by.
Very good. Junior, what are you looking forward to the rest of the year?
Well, the main thing, just make the NFR. I think this week we've been traveling a lot, like even trying to make every rodeo, and some of them even just ride somebody else's horses. And like I'm roping Cody, and Cody has some more money than I do. I'm just hustling, trying to make it. But I think this week, probably pretty much got done. And just looking forward to the NFR. So happy the NFR going to be here. Can get to rope one steer and come home. Mm-hmm. Get up in the morning, practice, eat a good Brazilian breakfast, and you're ready. But it's been good. As crazy as this year's going, all the disease and all the tough time for everybody. It's not, only for the roping deal, for the whole world. It's been crazy. And I think it's to keep our family, just together. We kind of just look and see all the way stuff the way we're not used to, have
Is
time.
your
We
family?
stayed home. They're in Brazil.
So they're not going to be able to make it over
I don't know.
for a while?
All the borders are closed, so they're probably not going to make it. But shoot, it's been a good year. God's been taking care of us really well, and hope everything gets back to normal. And awesome just to come over here and have the U.S. roping, and some open guys put some great ropings on, even like through some rodeos we've been going, and get to go to make some extra money. It's good, and I want to thank everybody for that.
Fabulous. Well, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Good rest of the year. We'll see you soon.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
It is we are 10 minutes shy from 2 a.m. on Thursday, and we are just now finishing day 2 of the USTRC's National Finals presented by Cinch. And we just finished the 12.5 shootout, and our winners are Clarke, Gordan, and Reid, and they roped 4 head in 31 and 75 seconds. And that paid a total of $43,340. You guys are 17 years old.
Yes, ma'am.
Huge paycheck, right? How crazy is that for you guys?
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah. You guys were what, third callback?
Second
callback. You had to be 8:05, and you were 8 flat. And that run looks smooth. Kind of break down that run for me. We'll start with the head side.
Well, I didn't know the steer.
Mm-hmm.
He looked pretty good. I felt like he was going to probably try a little bit, but I kind of missed the barrier just a tick. Got a pretty good start, but not a great start. I just ran up there to him. He kind of took a step to me.
Mm-hmm.
I roped him, and he come around there kind of hopping free. I felt like it all had come together pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk about that heel side. I feel like you just went in there and fired it down there.
Well, I got a little tight right off the corner,
Mm-hmm.
and I made sure I took one more swing, got my separation, and just held him. Everything come tight real fast.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, ma'am.
Definitely. Second callback. How were you guys feeling, kind of waiting for High Call to go make their run?
I wasn't really even worried about it. I was just happy I went and did my part, and we went and knocked him down and made a smooth run.
Mhm.
Yes, ma'am.
I was going to be proud of second no matter what. So that was,
Oh yeah,
we had done our part. So
and definitely because it's your first U.S. Finals.
yes, ma'am.
How surreal is that for you right now?
Well, it hadn't really hit me yet, I don't
Mhm.
think. Still got a lot of adrenaline pumping for sure.
Yep. And you've been at the finals a few times?
Yes, ma'am. It's the second time coming to the finals this year.
Gotcha. So how would you say, so obviously you went to Oklahoma City last year.
Yes, ma'am.
Was it last year you went?
Yes,
Okay. What's the differences? Are you liking it in Fort Worth? How are you feeling about it?
I'm loving it.
Yeah?
I like it. It's a great facility. The arena's great. Everything's set up
Mhm.
amazing. And it's easy to get places. I like it a lot.
And it's 4 hours closer.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I feel like that's the common thing right now is that it's closer for a lot of people.
It
so.
is. It is.
That's awesome. Kind of how, starting out the roping, how are you guys feeling before coming into this roping?
Pretty good. We always do really good together when we rope together. We always place high at all the U.S. Opens we go to, and he's such a consistent header. I know he's going to run up to the hip and hammer most of all of them and give me a good shot right off the corner every time.
Well, we went kind of towards the end of the rope and we were in the pre-inter teams, and they've been roping some little steers that were running off at the start of the roping, and so it wasn't, the first few calls weren't very fast, but they were stacked in there really tight after that. So we were 7-9 on the first one, and so we went out there to the second arena, and I was thinking, just keep catching, take your time, don't do anything stupid, and just go knock them down, and that's what we did, and we drew steers that ran, but they were good steers, and it came together good. We just made 4 good runs, and it paid off.
Awesome. And those runs couldn't come together without your guys' horses. Let's talk about that head horse, that Blades-faced head horse you were on.
Yes, ma'am. He's 8 or 9. I can't really remember, but I had to look at his papers. But call him Chocolate Chip. My cousin actually named him. He belongs to my 5-year-old cousin, and I ride him everywhere. He's first, second, third string. I take him everywhere I go. He's the go-to. He's gonna stand there and score every time, and run his guts out. Never try to take anything away from me. We get along really good.
What's your cousin's name?
JC.
JC. Why are you the special one that gets to ride?
Well, I started riding him really before she started riding, when she was really young, and she's kind of picky about him, but she doesn't bother. She'd tell me all the time when she first started kind of coming around when we were open, when she got it old enough, I'd run one, and she'd say, "Well, the horse did a good job." She never thinks he does any wrong, and he's a good horse, and I appreciate her letting me ride him.
Gotcha. Yeah, awesome. And you were mentioning you were having your dad go on saddle. Is that who that was?
No, that was my uncle.
Your uncle.
Yeah,
you were having
that was JC's dad.
You were having JC's dad go take care of the horse
Yes,
while
ma'am.
you're over here getting prizes and everything. And you mentioned taking some vet wrap off under the bell boot. Kind of what happened there?
I went to a jackpot by the house a couple weeks ago, and we loaded him on the trailer, and it had rained, and loaded him on a stock trailer. And I don't know really what happened. My buddy, I handed the leader up to my buddy, and he jumped up on the trailer, and his front foot slid out from under him, and he hung his shoe, somehow or another hung his shoe. And he threw himself down on the trailer, and he skint both front legs up. He's kind of swole his knee up pretty good. So I didn't ride him for the week, and then I rode him, I think, 3 or 4 times before we came out here, and it didn't change him. He was, when I started out riding him, he wasn't crippled, but his knee was still just a little bit swollen, and he's tough. He didn't limp a step.
Didn't affect him too much.
No, ma'am.
Definitely not if you're leaving here with a bunch of money in your pocket.
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. And tell me about that little gray horse.
Well, she's a 6-year-old, and her name is Pebbles. She's a trooper. I've been hauling her since she was a 4-year-old. I like her a lot. She's real catty, real fast. She's got a decent little stop on her, and she's just my go-to horse. I can take her anywhere from the rodeos to jackpots.
I was going to say, she seemed like she had a really good finish on her.
Yes, ma'am, she does.
Both of them. facing that whole run, that whole finish was just flawless. Well, guys, I don't want to hold you guys any longer. It is 2 a.m. in the morning, and I'm sure you guys are entered up in more ropings.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So thank you guys, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.